So hello and welcome back to the channel, and yeah, let's get into this Ginetta. I've got to be honest, I've probably filmed this video I'd probably say about 6 times already, but I've had a number of days in between doing some GT4 stuff and end up doing the Porsche Cup charity race for Andrew Kesterton. Hopefully you'll have seen that video before you see this one. Anyway, we're going to get into looking at the Ginetta again at Zolder. I think this was for Adam Watley. I'm sure it was Adam Watley. But yeah, just the one livery at the moment for this one, which is quite disappointing. And still the slots, I think you can do 6 slots customizable, so I think that really does need looking at. I think if I can't even go to customize, I can't even add all custom slots. Where do you see all your custom slots? I've got no idea what cars are assigned custom slots. How do I delete them? How do I change them? Filter, custom, add, nope. I've got no idea. Anyway, one of the things I've changed is the opponent's skill level. I've increased this now to 98% because I know it pushes me. It certainly pushed me in the Porsche Cup car. That was definitely for sure. So yeah, we're at Zolder, so let's just change that. In the Ginetta, now there is a setup that I've already done for this car at Zolder, so we'll just take it from the beginning again. Obviously this is an introduction to each car really, and without doing the initial drive it's very hard to explain what I'm changing and why really. I was speaking to Niles as well, who also does numerous, I forget his last name, it's an awkward one to pronounce. I've never even tried pronouncing it, but I have heard him say it. But he did mention, I was doing the Silverstone special event and I was really struggling to get through Stowe. There's a massive bump on the braking section into Stowe, and he says that still exists on the PC version, and it's probably best off not to try and tune the car in such a way to negate the bump in the circuit. It's better just to drive round it, because you lose so much time setting the car up for one bump at one specific corner. So there's sometimes, I think you're just going to have to live with some issues in the car, because it's the best way the car's set up for the entire lap. So yeah, that was that. But yeah, he'd set a good lap at Silverstone. Definitely one of those in the probably 55s or 56s. He's a good driver, but he's on PC, so it's not really comparative to console. But anyway, let's get into this video. Let's have a look at the options in the controls menu, and we want to set the steering lock to 720 degrees. I'm sure I've done it on my wheel already, just double check. Yes. So that's all set. And then let's get into the setup. Obviously we can see there is a setup there, 37.6. I'm sure I actually hit a 36.9 in it, I think, so definitely come a long way. So initially let's just have a look at things that are available. We can't change the engine map, we can change the ABS, we can change the traction control. We'll bring that down to 50 as we usually do, and I'm going to run brakes number 1. We can adjust the bump stops. The bump stop range is huge. We can adjust the bump stops at the rear. We can increase the preload and the anti-roll bars. No fast bump or fast rebound, just the cheap suspension, and quite a big step at the rear. And for me, the rebound's the wrong way around. If it had read 910, I'd have been happy with that, but it hasn't. So can we adjust the ride height? Yes, we can at the front. and at the rear, no front splitter, and we can reduce those. So let's just get a feel for the car. Let's do a lap out, see how the car feels, and we can take it from there. As per usual, I'd like to see the MFD on the left hand side of the screen, and we can see that the tyres need a heck of a lot of pressure getting into them. There's a number of cars already out. It's got a lovely rasp from this car, and I love the sound as it reverberates off the barriers as you come out of the pit there. It just goes from like one ear to the other. I'll do like that. So let's just get these tyres warm first. Always best to go through the middle of that chicane, but it's faster to go over the curb, at least one of them. Definitely feeling more vibration through my pedal actually, under braking. I know that was included in the patch the other day, and I'd be interested to see actually if the BMW's got some wheels on it now. So initially it feels pretty good, I think. The aggressive setup's not too bad at all. Bit of understeer. Not sure we need the ABS to be at 6. I think we could drop that at least to 5. Not the best line through there. Just carrying too much speed. I wish I'd not hit that cone actually. It is good to aim for that cone. Let's just take that ABS down a notch. Still looking for 27.3 to 27.8 on the PSI for the tyres. Just want to get a lap under my belt before we change anything. Just more understeer than anything else. Just a bit wobbly through there. So, could see we're just starting to understeer too much. Too much understeer. Let's at least do something while we're here, so we can change these tyre pressures and get them up to something that we'd like to see. 25.1, so all the way up to PSI really, somewhere around there, and again a full PSI there. So at least we're moving in the right direction from that little off. Like I said, I never bother sticking to the speed limit during the practice sessions on the way out the pits. Just love that sound coming out of the pit. So it might be a case of adjusting the brake balance. Just to get the car to rotate a little bit more on corner entry, stop some of that understeer. Front end just scrubbing away, feels like it's just bouncing away. And just touch that curve there. Just running on the grass. Still getting up to temperature though, so not to worry too much. I'll just lift my foot totally off the accelerator to go over those little sausage curbs. No acceleration at all. And see, we're having to wait to get on the power because the car's not rotated enough. So I think we've moved that down a few clicks. Just moved the brake bias to 58. Still a little bit unsettled through there. Very scruffy that. Bring that ABS down to 5 as well, like we did earlier. So yeah, just loads of understeer. We're miles away from the pace that we want to be at. It seems very hard to be precise with it at the moment. You can see how much time we gained through there is a bit neater. Just keep clipping that curb. Still not had a good lap then yet, really. Nice to see we're back at 3 decimal places. Really bogged down. Still miles away from where I want to be, really. Just too much. Just interesting to see what sort of lap time I can set with the aggressive setup. Definitely think more. See if we can bring that down to 4. Just more rotation. Yeah, you really can't. Excuse me. I was just looking to see if I could see a BMW with its wheels on then. In fact, let's go into the pits. Already at the top of the table, and that's miles away from where I want to be. Give that 2 more, 1 more there, 1 more there, and that should be alright. So at the rear we've got 5 degrees difference on the tyre pressure, on the temperature outside and inside. Just like I've said before, trying to bring that down to about 4. At the front, definitely not enough. Just 4 degrees difference at the front, which is nowhere near enough really, so maybe that's where we're getting a lot of the understeer from. Just not enough camber on the front. Electronics, we could bring the ABS down, I think, to at least 4. Maybe 5 was better. I'd like to try the traction control lower, I've not done that yet. But I think we'd like to address this bump stop range and just bring it lower down. The idea being, we want, usually the GT3 car almost rests the front of the car, almost touching the bump stop, so it's pretty much solid, so when you nosedive down during heavy braking, there's not like a ploughing through of the car into the floor. The weight shift doesn't shift so much so that the car lurches. It's just going to stop as we go forward. So just looking at how far down we can get it, that's certainly a big chunk of the way down. So let's see how that goes at 20. Hopefully looking for a little bit more response really. Steering ratio wise, we could probably bring that down. I tend to go in the middle, I don't know why, it just seems better. Every car I try and get, I seem to be in the middle of the steering ratio. The graphic itself, obviously 14 being the middle. The brake balance, we bring that down to 57 I think. I'm just going to change that to the other way around and just bring that closer to 7. There's never really a difference. And just looking here at the ride height, you can see that the rear of the car is sat lower than the front of the car, so it's currently sat like this, and most cars sit like that, so that it just creates a better steering sort of I don't want to say angle. The rake of the car is pushing the front of the car into the ground. And one thing that Christopher Dougie Bromley mentioned as well is, where is the graphic at the bottom of the screen for the GT4 cars with regards to aero split? We don't seem to see it at the moment, so I'm just going to give that 82. So it's just 2mm higher than the front of the car, and let's see what difference that makes. I don't know if that looks anything like the previous setup that I've run. We'll have a look at the previous setup because I probably spent a little bit more time on it. Let's just get out there. Always remember these cold tyres. Probably not the best place to pull out. Right in the thick of these other cars. So there's definitely a little bit more weight through the wheel now. Now that we've added a bit more caster. And I am just a bit more wary now of the AI during these events, during these sessions that I'm doing. because all this counts towards your SA rating, and I've took a real hammering on that recently, just messing around like this. So I'm just going to make sure I treat these with my utmost respect. Much earlier on the power, I think. Just see that front right tyre not getting any temperature at all. I'm just going to ease off here because I'm just wasting time just following these cars round. It really does fox the AI when you stop like that. They just don't seem to have a clue what to do. Certainly don't want to let this guy pass. Just wasn't pulling round enough then. Hit that all wrong. The entrance to the first little chicane.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Just see if that affects the SA. Yeah, you can see it as it affects just that little overtake. So just be careful when you're doing these things. I think I'm just going to bring that down a tiny bit more. Definitely some time to be made off that last turn as well. Just a bit late getting back on the throttle. I can see him causing us problems. Much nicer run out of there.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
So you'll have to see as I cross the start-finish line on the next lap. If I actually get a bit of a green. Definitely a faster lap in this setup. Just going to reduce that a bit more. Perfect through there, I think. That felt really nice. This is going to be another car that upsets the lap.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Tried to give him as much room as I could, really. Certainly feeling better. Fingers crossed we can put a lap together now. Just doesn't feel as precise as I'd like it to feel at the moment. Just don't feel I can put it where I want to put it. just wonder if we could drop that traction control. Just get the car to rotate a little bit more on exit. No, I think it's better off at 5. Just lose too much acceleration. Scrabbling for grip. So yeah, I'm still just suffering with understeer, I think. So I think, yeah, I think I was happy with that. Let's just bring that down a touch. Maybe soften the front suspension. We'll change the brake bias to 56. Soften those a tiny bit. Add a bit more rotation to the car. Maybe even get rid of some of that rear wing. We're not particularly oversteering in the high speed sections, so it's only slowing us down, and it's also reducing the cornering. So just looking at the track map here on the right hand side as well, I can see, rather than messing with the circuit and messing with the track, you can see a nice big gap there. So let's just pull out into that gap instead.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Love the gap. Get these tyres up to temperature. Very twitchy on the exit. So as you come into that braking zone, I always make sure I'm off the brake before we hit any of those curbs. Oh, same through there as well, never on the brake hitting a curb. So I'm just hoping the car's a bit more pointier now. Maybe just on the edge of grip there. going to be stuck behind all these now. Ah, the BMW there, look, with some tyres on it. So you can see we've already gained a little bit of safety rating.
Car on the
Might
right.
be able to just get some of these pits off actually. This guy looks slow. I'll just increase that a tiny bit. Just getting a bit of over rotation now. You see it's just scrubbing the speed. Maybe having got rid of that downforce, maybe we did actually need that. Just feeling a bit loose.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'll just take that 66. Let's just go back into this pit because we were still a mile away from sort of lap time I'm wanting. So let's just add that back in. I think that should do it. Let's look for that gap again on the right hand side. Pull out into a bit of space. See the other car just coming around the corner.
Tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
Hopefully just beat him out. Just don't want to be scrubbing speed as I come through there. I want to be carrying the speed really. So let's see how this lap goes. Get these tyres nice and warm. Just still not being able to get that front grip. All that speed we've lost. Carried a lot through there though. Really surprising that. I thought that was a really good section through there. Still just suffering with understeer. Still scruffy through there, that. Let's come back into these pits. Let's get that tyre up to temperature. So still I think this rear tyres, I think we can lose a bit more, which will also get the car to rotate a little bit more through the corners and also provide a little bit more straight line acceleration. Could even just maybe just raise it one more click. Just want a tiny bit more rotation, I think.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Maybe we'll get lucky pulling out here. A lovely gap. Definitely fourth gear through there. Just cut a little bit too much through there. Very hard to carry the momentum through there. Just something missing. Not the best. Just loads of understeer through that section. I think I'm happy with that setup. There's just something missing from it. Still feels understeering. Still feels like we're understeering. Maybe getting too much locking. Understeering through the high-speed corners really, so I do really want quite a low preload. Might be worth just increasing to get a little bit more response from the front of the car. And then again, just bringing up the ride height. Sure, I was into 136s yesterday.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
In fact, let's return to the garage. Oh, there's a nice big gap that we're pulling out into. And just spend the last 7 minutes just running a number of laps.
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Might very well get into the 136s with lower fuel. Maybe that's what I've done. I certainly don't think coming down to third gear through there is a good option. Trying to carry too much speed. Definitely worth waiting for that red line, I think. And then don't carry too much, go too deep into that corner. Then because you're right at the top of third gear, you're better to be in fourth. Definitely can't carry third through there. I think I got 2 good laps really. Come on, Jay. I knew I'd carried too much speed on entry. One more then. Still not hit that very well yet. Definitely a 136 on yesterday.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Just wasn't getting the grip at all. It's horrible when it's scruffy like that. So I think I'll leave it there then. Not as enjoyable as I found it the other day. Somewhere in the setup I found something that worked really well, and I'm sure I'd managed to hit a 36.5. I'll dig out the replay if I've managed to save it, because I was having so many issues with this setup yesterday with my external hard drive. After plugging it into the PC, there was a little bit of a disk error, which I got sorted out. But if I have got that set up, I will leave it on set space, and I will leave the replay within this video. But yeah, it did feel much better the other day. I guess I just didn't save it. But yeah, that's the Ginetta G55. On to the next video. Forget what that's going to be, but I'm sure you'll see it soon enough. So thanks for watching. As always, ciao for now.